you brought up the black family, before I let you get on out of here, I made a suggestion that I thought would help the black family in the years.
I love this.
And it's not just the black family, it's families all over the place. We were talking about men and women, and somebody asked me a question, and I brought up a strong 7. And I said, if you're a man out there and you want to be happy, you want a strong 7. The 10, no, she's a 10, it's too much drama. Okay, the 9 thinks she's a 10. That's too much drama. The 8 already knows that she's probably a 9, so even though it's not as much drama, it's still going to cause you some issues. But the 7, the strong 7, knows that she's beautiful enough, she's smart enough, she brings enough to the table, but in the same breath, her ego is not out of control to the point where it will force your ego to infiltrate the proceedings and nothing gets accomplished. That was my argument for a strong 7. Eboni K. Williams, was I correct in my assessment?
I vehemently agree with the strong 7 argument.
But you vehemently what?
I vehemently agree.
Agree.
That the strong 7 is best positioned. I'll go further. She's best positioned, Stephen A., to partner with the I don't want to say average. People get mad when I say average or mediocre. They get real mad. She's best positioned to partner with the majority of available. How about that? Majority of available men, and it's for all the reasons you said. And I actually identified this in my early 20s, like coming out of law school, and I realized that some of the things that myself and my female counterparts were priding ourselves on, being really, really well educated, being very well accomplished, being pretty, but like pretty in a way that society deems is particularly valuable, because we know there's actual pretty and then there's kind of marketability, if you will, the kind of objective standard. And those things really just did not translate on the dating marketplace. And imagine how perplexed some of us were. But I said to my girlfriends long ago, I said, y'all, all of this 9s and 10s, we might be in that space, even 8s. It's not going to serve us the competitive advantage when it relates to our sisters, who I'm even going to say 6 and 7s. Why? Because you got to really look at what the market, and we're talking about, and this is through a hetero lens, of course, this is what men want. What do men really want, Stephen? I'm going to say some things, and I want you to confirm or deny.
Sure. I'll do that for you.
This should be interesting.
I'll do that for you.
I really invite that.
I'm ready.
I think men want to be affirmed. I think men want energy that is agreeable. I think men want, generally speaking, yes. This is all general.
Generally speaking,
I think men want women who are available. And what I mean by that is their schedules, their literal schedules. When I pull out my phone and you pull out yours, it's not 3 weeks.
Oh, we're not taking This ain't Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. You're not putting us on the waiting list and we wait. We don't need you. We don't need you. Oh, they ain't happening. They ain't happening. No, you're absolutely right.
So some of these are the things that men are most desirous of, and no, you can't be so unattractive that you get kicked out the bed, let's be clear, but as long as you are, you said it, pretty enough, attractive enough,
it's all off. It's all 100% off. And the women that get wifed up is just regular. Most women that get listen, and I'm talking about from normal everyday guys all the way up until your favorite entertainers and stuff like that. If you look at the actors, the Denzel Washingtons, the rappers, the entertainers, the businessmen, if you know and you see some of the CEOs' wives that come in, they are regular everyday women. And it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with their schedule. It has absolutely nothing to do with all of this other fluff that they throwing in. And what it has to do with is attitude. Attitude is probably the number one. Attitude and effort. That's it. A&E. A&E. Attitude and effort. Because, like, you don't have to be the greatest, but listen, fitness, for example, from a woman's perspective, that's just effort. They don't have nothing to do with all of this other fluff that they want to add into it. And see, the thing I think is very difficult for people is that we make it very, very hard on ourselves by overcomplicating all of this stuff, by throwing all of this stuff inside of the gumbo, and you messing it up the flavor. You throw everything is not meant. It clashes. And so all of this other stuff that they throwing in there is extra. But it's effort, attitude. Oh my God, listen. Attitude from a woman will take you far. So far. Very, very far. Attitude is the thing that gets you promoted inside of corporate America. Attitude is the thing that, you know what I'm saying, gets you inside of the doors, all of that stuff. Actually, it's so funny because I think that the prettiest women with the worst attitudes are severely at a disadvantage because it can get them in the door, but it can ultimately ruin their reputation to where nobody actually wants to deal with them after they find out exactly who they are.
Those other things are going to supersede in terms of what the man wants. Now, I will say this as somebody, I'm just going to give myself 8 and above. I'm going to just do that.
You should.
I'm going to just do that.
I co-sign that.
Okay.
I co-sign that. I co-sign
Okay.
that.
Stephen A is simping so bad right now. But I get it. She a guest on the show. I mean, he could just let her say whatever it is that she gonna say and then, you know what I'm saying, agree or disagree. But he's simping real bad right now.
I believe that I'll speak for myself. I am acutely aware, Stephen A, of the adjustments that I would need to make in order to be more desirable on the dating market.
Well, may I ask what are those adjustments?
Oh, well,
I'm just asking. You brought it up.
I did.
You did say
It would be some of the things we mentioned, right? Like right. I would need to make more time. You know, I can imagine what your schedule looks like.
Right.
Mine might not look. It doesn't look identical, but it's probably not far off at this point. I tape a show on the West Coast. Last time I saw you, where were we?
Yeah,
in the air.
Flying back from LA.
We were literally in
flying
the
back
air.
from LA.
We were 30,000 feet in the air.
That's right.
So there's a bi-coastal lifestyle issue that I think would need some attention if I was to really get serious about trying to partner right now. There is an intensity that I'm a very serious-minded woman, right? I deal with serious issues on a daily basis.
A dingbat can't be with you. It ain't gonna work. He got to have some level of intellect.
You can cut that stuff off when you get home. I mean, I'm a very serious person, and I am definitely about my bag, and I am a hard worker and all of this. But at the same time, and this is a human characteristic, this don't have nothing to do with whether you're a man or a woman. This is a human thing. When I get home and when I'm dealing with my daughter, I'm not talking about no business. When I'm dealing with my chick and I'm not talking about no business. Yo, I'm here and we about to watch this movie and we having fun and we going, you know what I'm saying? Today, I went out and we just went and bought a whole bunch of jeans. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not that serious. And so, you know, I don't know, as smart as this woman is and as smart as these people are, I'm not really sure that they can really understand and comprehend it. It's almost like book smart versus street smarts. You know, you can read it, but the application of it is completely different.
I'll have a chance.
I mean, and honestly, even if I wanted to give him a chance, which I have done historically, don't tell nobody, I really wouldn't be as attracted. There's something about the attraction. You know, if you, there's a primalness to, you know, especially when we talk about heterosexual men and women, there's a primalness to how we are attracted to one another. And in order for me, who still very much, despite my intensity and my intellect and all this, you know, kind of what we would consider masculine alpha shit, right? Excuse me, I don't know if I can cuss on here.
You
anyway,
can. Go ahead.
I'm still you've known me for a long time. You've known me almost 10 years, Stephen A. I am still very much, very feminine, very soft in many ways, and I'm still like a Southern belle in a lot of capacities. I'm born and raised in North Carolina. Let's go. So those things still, that receptacle energy is still very real for me. So now I need a masculine energy that can, just almost overperform.
And you know what it is too, if I may say this right. Women need to know this. Women need to know this. Okay. So. All right. First of all, you gotta allow a man to be a man. Here's what I mean by that.
Please.
You have a lot of women out there who don't want to be quote unquote objectified. You don't want a man looking at you and he desires what he sees. That's just what they say, a lot of
That's what they say.
That's what they say. And I'm going like this. So you want him not to desire what he's looking at, when he looks at you? What kind of sense does that make? And not only that, don't get me wrong, he don't need to be classless. He don't need to approach you and be too forward.
Let me just be clear, whoever's listening, that's not my issue.
Right.
You know this.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's demeanor, it's sentiment, it's attitude, it's agreeableness, it's how you talk, it's how you go about. I don't even care about your schedule like that. As a matter of fact, most men that are winning in life are really, really busy, and they're not necessarily needing you to be at their beck and call. That's not what it is. People just want, when they get with you, to get the best of you. You see what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. We're going to break this down a little bit further, probably tonight on After Hours. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to holler at y'all tonight. Peace.